recovered.
A little slapoo.
Yeah, recovered.
Hey, welcome to the podcast, folks.
Woo.
That's Trevor. I'm Chris. You should already know us, and if you don't, we're the two lonely boys in a canoe.
You don't know, now you know.
Now you know, ninjas. What's happening? I'm glad it's glad to be here.
We have the Chris Evans, the gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George over here, gravel shits over here.
Yeah.
How you doing today, Trevor?
Pretty good, man.
That's great, man.
Had to hide from the world and got to chase flies once in a while. Did my Chris Evans technique of chasing out flies.
we got a little bit of a fly problem in our apartment. We are right over the frickin' garbage area in our apartment complex.
Two
and the flies just love to float up from the garbage area and come in our window. So it was actually pretty trippy earlier. I was doing my whole kung fu thing. I was like, if you want the flies to escape, don't push them out, let them out. You know, so I just really slowly opened the window, super slow. And as I was doing that, one by one, each fly was kind of going out the window. And I was like, it's working. But then the second I sat back down, they just flew back in. I was like, shit. That happens. Hey, it's a fly's world, but it would be nothing without you.
Thank you, James Brown.
It's a girl's world. Wait, no, it's a fly's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without you, girl.
Or I could say the human fly, and I don't know why. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
I'm Jeff Goldblum in the movie Fly. I'm just decaying and stuff. Yeah. My fingernails are coming off.
It's also the song Human Fly by Cramps. Classic surf punk song.
Surf punks.
Woo.
You know, when we're sitting on the beach and we want to get rowdy, we go ahead and we grab our beers and we throw them at your missus.
Not my fish and chips.
Not my fish and chips. You done knocked me pizza on the floor.
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. Brexit's not real.
All lies. And our teeth are fucked.
Yeah, that's something I never got about England. They got universal health care, but their dental plan, shit.
They still get made fun of, even though they're one of the more prosperous nations.
Hey, you know who's got straight teeth? The Queen. I guess money does buy happiness, or at least straight teeth.
Those have been the Queen for 70 fucking years now, but yeah.
She had to blow a guy really well to know. He's like, I'm giving it all up, lady.
She's been blowing dudes since World War II. I mean,
she's got skills.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that video? There's a clip online, and it's like Curb Your Enthusiasm thing. But it's basically the Queen showing a guy the grounds, and he's looking at her as she's describing it, and she points to the sundial. And he goes, it's under a tree. You know? The sundial.
Yeah.
And she thinks about it for a second. She goes, have we ever thought of that? They didn't realize for years there was a sundial in the shade. That's so hilarious.
That's how little they pay attention.
Yeah, well, that's how rich they are. They just have some expensive sundial that's been there for hundreds of years, and it's been planted next to a tree.
I wonder if the tree was planted first there or the sundial.
The sundial was obviously after the tree, but still.
Yeah.
You know, it's a stupid place to put a fucking sundial.
That is pretty silly.
You're supposed to put it on a piece of concrete or something.
Well, it's you see people doors that lead to nowhere. Some of those crazy houses. The
doors that lead to nowhere.
Yep. But you see those crazy houses where you open a door and it's a brick wall.
Yeah.
It leads nowhere. What? Or stairs.
I love that from Rick and Morty. Really fake doors. He's that guy that's just selling a bunch of really fake doors. He's like, where does this one go? Nowhere. What about this one? Absolutely nowhere.
That dude would do well in San Francisco. There's a lot of homes.
Well, it's the commercial goes on and he's selling all these fake doors, and then he goes and he's off the set. He's walking off the set and he gets into his car. He drives home. He gets stuck in traffic. He's like, come on. And he finally gets home and he walks into his house. And walking back into his house, it's another commercial. It's a set for another commercial. He goes, a lot of really fake doors here, folks. I'm telling you. And it's it's the same commercial. Yeah.
Mind fucks. That's funny.
So funny. Dan Harmon might be a weird fuck, but he can write a weird story.
Very true.
Yeah. It's got to be a circle. His whole like writing method. So funny. So what's up, Trevor? What's the good news? What do we got on the agenda for today?
Well, we got some random new, local, national, global news.
Some nude news.
Some nude news.
Nude news coming to you topless.
It's been warm here.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
2 weeks since you put on sunscreen. 3 weeks since you drank
Since
enough
I laughed
water.
at you. 4 weeks and then I said fuck you.
Better drink all that water. Da, da, da. Anyways. So yeah, it's been warm. Actually, I'm gonna correct myself because the Oregon Country Fair was this weekend, not the weekend prior. And so a lot of people were at the Oregon Country Fair, and the county fair was going on.
Yeah, I had driven by it earlier today, and every time I drive by it, it kind of reminds me of
county fair.
Yeah, when I was a kid, they'd always have the cool rides and stuff. But man, if you look at like how much you used to spend taking a kid to a fair, it was way cheaper than like an amusement park. Whereas now, when you take a kid to the fair, it's as expensive, if not, you might as well take them to an amusement park.
It's closer probably than the amusement park, but
yeah, because like you think of it, all right, taking yourself to an amusement park, probably $20 to get in, something like that, and then you want to ride some rides and you want to play some games. Well, let's figure the games are $5 for a try or something. So you want to play 3 or 4 games, that's $20 there. And then you want to ride some rides. Well, each one of the tickets or the bands is probably $40 to $80.
Yeah. And then you want candy, like MC Chris. I want candy.
I want candy, bubblegum or taffy. Yeah. No, so you figure taking 3 kids and yourself to a fair, you're gonna spend $1,000.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
It's pretty crazy about the fair thing.
All I'm saying is, folks, build your own fairs. Construct your own poorly made Ferris wheels in your backyard and treat your children to a constant Ferris wheel of death and torture.
Also, make sure you videotape it so we can laugh at your despair later on. Have some cheesy hosts
we
make
just
fun
have a
of
bunch
you.
of people that listen to us and they're really good carpenters. Yeah.
Oh, not like Jesus Christ, the shitty carpenter?
Not like Jesus Christ, the shitty carpenter. Yep. There's not much known about Jesus except that he wasn't great at carpentry.
Or if he was good, he just didn't do it very often because, he didn't help me today. I could have used some...
He was always preaching, Instead of building stuff, he was preaching too much. Jesus, get back to work. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, that's something I did today. I did a little carpentry.
Trevor did a little woodworking. Yeah, and by that, I mean he played with his tools.
All of them. Now, I just finished putting in some side supports for the guitar stand. It was good. Did my little area, and I also listened to my album at the same time. Yeah. So I got stoned with 2 birds at once, as Ricky would say.
With 2 birds at once. This man is all over it, folks. Yeah, no, today's been pretty good. Work was busy. I definitely have more appreciation for certain people at my job. When you work at a rough job, having decent people around you makes it so much better.
100%.
And it boggles the mind, man, because in the time and the effort it takes 3 of us to do, all the work, it takes 5 to 7 people. It's stupid. If we hired good people and we had good people that worked for us, we wouldn't need to hire 10 guys.
We need to do a good people test. Be like, all right, do this real quick.
I think there should be, within your 90 days, there should be a clause. If we want to get rid of you at any point in time, we should be able to.
I've had jobs where you can do that.
There are jobs, and in Oregon, there are state laws that are just like, you can just fire people and it's no reason or why, kind of thing. You gotta list it if they go to file for unemployment.
But I do think there are employees that do crazy shit where you have to be like, all right, you're out of here.
Not even that. It's more people that just come in and they are getting paid a paycheck, but they don't try. They just show up.
They try enough.
They do what they're paid to do.
They do just enough.
But in turn, what that does to the rest of the crew? It makes you have to work double hard. And that pisses me off because your lack of wanting to give a shit is making me work double hard. So, people, just try out there. You don't got to be a superstar. You don't have to be a rock star, but give it a shot, man. If you start a new job and you're trying out something that you're maybe not comfortable with, just give it your best, and at least you can say at the end of the day, I tried my hardest, even if it doesn't work out. But fuck, man. People got to give a shit sometimes.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
I could do my album review.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that real quick. And I actually took your joke seriously, and I'm playing Hawaiian folk music.
Okay.
So this should be interesting. It's like I actually do listen to Hawaiian music because I listen to a lot of weird.
I like Hawaiian music.
Yeah.
Hawaiian music's very, very soothing, like very calming.
It is. Yeah, it's not usually going to make you want to fight people. Like, it's not like all of a sudden some grindcore. I'm fighting the shark with my teeth.
Well, I bet there's some hardcore, like Hawaiian music out there, but for the most part, like you think of like ukuleles and like flowers and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you think of steel guitars and
yeah, steel drums,
ukuleles,
eucalyptus.
No, that's
no, I know, but it rhymed, kind of. Hey, I'm uking around here. But
oh, this guy.
Don't juke the uke.
Don't juke the uke.
I just got a sign outside of like town hall. Don't juke the uke. They're like, what are you upset about? I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
Nobody does. That's the problem. They're like, this guy's got something.
He's on to it.
Just it?
Fuck you, bitch.
Trevor doesn't like ads, but he puts up with them. They're like ex-wives.
Yes.
He doesn't like them,
They're
but
like,
he puts up with them.
But they're like
for the
many.
kids. For the kids. All right, folks.
On this island I found a way to see the beauty of passing days. Flowers that impel my love, moments that some only love. Loving under waterfall, hearing the owl's midnight call, whispers from the ocean shell.
There you go.
Okay, I like that. Who was that?
His name is Willie K. His last name is Kahaliali?
Ka'ali'ali Loxon free.
I mean, I've been with a Hawaiian chick, but I was busy doing other things besides proper ways to learn Hawaiian and Polynesian names.
You were roasting pigs, weren't you?
Yeah, I was sticking some pigs, if you know what I mean. I was
roasting a pig or two.
my surfboard was definitely in the ocean, if you know what I mean.
Oh, ocean.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so the song is called You Ku'upu.
Okay.
I think. Polynesian people, forgive my terrible pronunciations. So yeah. There you go. It's called, and the album's called The Uncle in Me, album 1.
Nice.
I know, I don't think dirty thoughts, people. He's talking about being uncle to other people, not the other way around.
Dirty uncles.
Not dirty uncles being in their nephews. No.
Why don't you take a seat here? Why don't you take a seat here? I'm Chris Hansen, Dateline in BC. Take a seat. It's like Chris Hansen. Oh no.
Chris Hansen at a Hawaiian concert.
The Hansenites.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's been around since the 70s and 80s. I had a buddy.
Can you imagine Chris Hansen getting caught up in one of his own stings, but for like a different show?
That would be the universe correcting itself. Right?
Or like he being a part of another sting where it's like his family member. It's like, Dad, What are you doing here? Is this... Oh, no. You realize this. Why don't you take his... Dad?
And then the dad just jumps out of a window real quick. Yeah!
Dad, where are you going? There's cops everywhere.
I don't care.
He's like, if I keep my knees running, if I keep my feet moving, they won't be able to catch me. Sir, freeze!
I am the walrus.
Cuckoo, ka-choo.
I am the Eggman. Pop, pop. No.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's pretty great. I like Hawaiian music.
I'll send you the link. Everyone look up Willie K. It's very relaxing. He's been around since the 70s, 80s. My bass player in a punk band I had, Fancy Chinese Businessman, he was half Hawaiian, and he would listen to him because his family was from Hawaii and listened to traditional Hawaiian.
Sure.
And I guess his uncle saw him and said he was excellent.
That's great.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, he's a really good guitar player. He plays ukulele. They also have a really good piano player in there. They have a drummer. They have a slide guitar player too.
Got a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh, they have all the things. and there's of course usually like some background hula dancers and singers and
Hell
snacks.
yeah. Well, what would you expect if you went to a Hawaiian show?
I would
bunch of
actually
hot
go.
chicks and a bunch of fire twirling.
If Willie K came here, I would go see him.
Of
I'd be like, why not? He's pretty much like the Bob Marley.
So Willie K, if you are out there in Radio Land, we need you to come to Eugene, Oregon.
Yes. And we will gladly interview you, and I'll jam with you. That'd be cool.
We'll gladly intervene and interview you.
And I'll jam with you and tell you terrible Hawaiian jokes. Like, hey, what did one Hawaiian Muslim say to another Hawaiian Muslim? Aloha Akbar.
Oh, no.
Oh!
What did one pineapple say to the other pineapple?
Nothing, because they don't fucking talk.
No, bitch, you're going to be on a pizza. Ah! That's not where pineapple belongs. Get it right, people. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. If you feel otherwise, jump out of this window immediately.
Hey,
Trevor, how do you feel?
It's okay. It's not my favorite.
Get out of this window. Get out of this window.
It's not my favorite. I never pick it.
But if it's on a pizza, you'll eat it. Ooh.
I'll just be like, fucking, I'll eat it. But I never order Hawaiian pizza. I would rather just eat the pineapple separately. I love pineapple and I love pizza.
Eat your pizza and have your pineapple as dessert. That is a great idea.
I agree 100% to that.
What the hell is wrong with people? Stop eating your cookie lace desserts.
Well, it's like people
You wouldn't eat an Oreo flavored pizza, would you?
It's like people trying to like make new styles of pizza, like the taco pizza. What do you think about the taco pizza?
They need to stop while they're ahead. Okay? The pizza has been made great forever, and that's why we stole it from the Italians.
That's what we
did. We stole it from the Italians.
World War II, that's what we did.
We made it better.
Yes.
We made it in New York.
Yes, World War II happened.
We got Chicago, deep dish. Yes. Stop fucking with pizza weirdly. Do not put pineapples on pizza.
Calzones out here in the West Coast. Yeah.
All the pineapple distributors in the world, unite.
What's up?
Do not sell to pizza shops. Dolomite.
Dolomite, yes. Come on. Yeah, so now we're going to have a bunch of angry pizza companies writing us up, Chris. Like, well, we're going to put all the pineapple we want.
People just sending us pizzas with pineapples on it. We're like, what's happening? Trevor's eating pizza. He's like, this is great.
I mean, like, it's free pizza, Chris. You should have some.
I'm just throwing pizza out the window.
Chris, I'll just take the pineapple off. And what's funny is we live across the alleyway from a calzone shop, which is the type of pizza that's been turned into, like, think of a giant Hot Pocket.
Think of a Hot Pocket, but, like, bigger. Yeah, bigger. Yeah.
So, yeah. They put pineapple in one of theirs, so we should go there and be like,
fucking anarchy. It's anarchy.
We just have anarchy in the pizza shop. Just, burning stuff.
You just like get up on top of tables, you start flipping things, and they're like, what's wrong with you? You think pineapple belongs on pizza? They're like, what?
Henry Rollins just shows up and starts yelling on a microphone. You're like, what's going on? The mosh pit happens. Just pepperoni everywhere.
Yeah.
I do have
Take this.
You say that you're my friend, you are one of them. And people are just kicking over Parmesan. I do have a real quick funny story about this place involving my buddy Sean, who's a good friend of mine, funny dude. It was him, myself, another guy who worked at this this job with a guy named
Crazy Antone.
other guy. Name started with a K. It was Keith, but different
Keith Richards.
No, different Keith than the Keith name, but another Keith. But
Keith Moon.
Yes, the drummer from long dead drummer from the Who. But we went to the pizza shop. We went out to the bars all night. We were drunk. We went to the pizza shop, and
I love that you knew that immediately.
Yes. Come on, man. I know my rock and rolls.
I know my rock and rolls.
But we had just walked in, and the second we walked in, Sean immediately hangs over the entrance, halfway in, halfway out, with his arm holding open the door, and pukes all over right in the entrance.
Ooh.
Just everywhere. Just
that
big.
doesn't sound good.
So, and then instead of leaving, he then decides to sit down to the table inside, first one there, and he was sick. And the problem was it was rush hour for college students leaving bars.
Yeah,
so when he puked,
everybody was in the
everyone
restaurant.
kept walking in. So all these pretty college girls walked in. And they started screaming when they realized what they were walking through. And this happened. And the problem is whenever this poor guy who was trying to clean up the puke, more people kept coming in and stepping in the puke and realizing was and yelling
when you gotta
and then
do
getting
that,
puke footprints everywhere.
What you got to do, especially when you have something like that go down, is you have to like shut down the area
for a little bit.
You have to get
and
everybody
right
just
in the
stop.
entrance door.
So like the person that's cleaning it up just needs to let everybody know, stop walking. There's puke all over the ground.
Give me like 10 minutes.
Give me a fucking minute to get some of it cleaned up.
If they didn't, they kept walking through and getting puke footprints all over the place.
You're gonna track.
So it was funny to me at the time because I was sitting away from the chaos, just observing.
Trevor's eating a fucking calzone.
No, I was waiting. I was just waiting for calzone laughing. And,
all right,
and
Trevor.
My buddy was still sick, and then he stumbled out of there, and they finally opened it up.
Trevor sometimes has a volume issue, folks, and I love him to death. He's one of my best friends. But man, I am sitting right next to him, and he is screaming at me. He's like, "So I was in there, right? And I was having a great time." He's like a wrestling promoter. He's like, "You better.
I want to tell you
what's going on this summer, brother."
There's a thing called Hulkamania that's sweeping the nation right now. Johnny, let me tell you, just hearing the word wrestling gets me really excited. Oh, I have a size 60-inch chest. Oh.
So this is what I deal with.
Whatever. All right, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, brother, you're gonna come in here and you're gonna think that you can be on top. Well, I'm gonna get up on that top rope and I'm gonna show you what's gonna happen in a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, I'm still have Elizabeth, and you're not gonna get her.
Oh, brother, don't you talk about Elizabeth. Those are our shitty wrestling impressions, folks.
We lie, we cheat, we steal.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
Ass grass or
cat
or cash. Nobody rides for free.
I thought that was fucking. That was the high school '70s movie.
I don't know. I thought it was
Dazed and
cool
Confused.
saying.
Anyways, so do you have a movie?
Wait, what happened in the story? You were in the restaurant and your buddy puked and people were walking through.
They kept walking through and it took like 15 to 20 minutes before he finally got up. But for 15, 20 minutes, it's a lot of college students and a large portion of them were hot college girls walked and tracked puke everywhere and screamed and didn't help the situation.
Of course not.
And that
wasn't helpful.
They didn't have enough common sense to be like, hey, no one go through here right now. They just walked right through it, screamed. They didn't even bother to like pay attention. And they looked in.
It's just so funny because like some girl's having a great night and she's like, "Man, that was great. We danced and I got that guy's number and he's gonna come home."
Yeah,
later.
and I jerked him off in the alleyway real quick.
It's funny. They're just like, "Let's go get some food," and they're just walking, and then they just walk through. They're like, "What's that?" Ew, somebody's cleaning something up. And they get inside the restaurant and they're like, "Oh my god!" They see what's on their feet.
No, it was
because they wear those like heels and stuff, bro. So they probably had fucking vomit all over the feet.
Yeah, and it was like late springtime, so they were dressed in horish. Yeah,
Damn, Trevor.
It was fine with me.
Young girls be dressing up.
Ladies, horish girls, hit us up.
I think women should have to wear ID cards to let us know that they're over 21.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
So there's no confusion,
18,
folks.
So there should be different levels. 18, so you don't do jail time. That should be the base one. After that, there should be like another stamp, kind of like a passport thing. Like 18, all right, you got a stamp.
Well, no,
you're
because
21, you got another
passport.
stamp.
I want these girls to be wearing them around the neck, visibly.
Yeah, it has to say
Same
their
thing
age.
for young men. If you're a young man in a school with a hot teacher, I want you wearing an ID badge, letting them know the whole time while you're banging them that they're
I'm
a
hot
child.
for teacher.
You're a child.
Yeah.
How many times did that ever happen in school? Like really? At least while you were in school, had you ever heard of a story of like a kid banging a teacher?
Not while I was in school. We did.
It was always like the students. The students were the ones fucking in the school.
Yeah,
But the teachers were fucking in the school and the students weren't there.
Yeah, the students would. I'm sure the teachers would like lock the teacher room, or they would go. They would go to one of the shitty.
They lock the teacher's lounge and it's just a giant orgy.
Yeah, or there's like usually. We had a shitty school, so we had a lot of little like portable trailers. Like our fucking library was like a portable.
I remember
trailer.
portables. Yeah,
We had a bunch of those.
They had to house the kids
Yeah.
because they were overcrowding.
And of course, these things were like built on just a flat of asphalt, and there was no security cameras out there. And yeah, I'm sure there were teachers
Ours were on
doing.
cinder blocks. They were in like a field, they were on cinder blocks in a dirt field, and basically you could crawl under them. Sometimes there'd be snakes under them and shit.
Ours were also on like cinder blocks or things, but they were on it was on a giant flat of asphalt. But yeah. I'm sure there were teachers fucking in those portables too. If I was a teacher, I'd be like, "Hey, let's go in the math portable by the library. Let's go in the library portable and fuck around."
I more understand teachers doing drugs at school than teachers fucking at school.
What if teachers doing drugs while fucking in school?
Then that's a teacher that likes to party, and I'd like to take their class.
But what if they also eat pizza with pineapples on them while
Well,
they're doing drugs and fucking?
I'll bitch slap them, and I'll make them do more drugs, and I'll fuck them.
And you won't eat pizza with pineapple on?
I'll knock it on the floor. I'll knock it on the floor while we're having sex.
So we're learning how much that pizza and pineapple.
It's a non-starter, man. If a girl I really like is into pineapple on her pizza, that might be a deal breaker. I might just have to stop right there and just be like, this has been a great night, but I don't think I can go out with you anymore. Why, over the pineapple and pizza thing? Yeah, over the pineapple and pizza thing. The fact that you don't even understand how much of a problem that is, that means we can't be together. I need my girl to hate pineapple on pizza just as much as I do.
So pineapple pizza's a no-go.
It's no go.
That could be the title right there.
There you go. Pineapples and pizza, no go.
All right. So do you have a movie review?
Yeah, I watched this documentary last night. It was on PBS, but it was called The Spill, and it was done back in like 2010, so this was quite a while ago, but really interesting documentary, and it basically goes to show how the BP oil company went from being an oil company that nobody really knew about, and it wasn't like a big player, into one of the biggest companies in the world.
They own Arco Gas and a few other places, yeah.
What ended up happening was there were a lot of these smaller oil refineries and oil setups, and BP came in with just enough money to buy up Arco and a couple of smaller ones. Amoco is another one. So they bought up these small oil refinery companies and these small petroleum companies, and when they did that, they bought into all their old equipment, and instead of doing the normal thing, which would be running maintenance checks and repairing your equipment, they basically said, fuck that, we're going to pocket the money and we'll allow it to just run until there's a problem. And they allowed this to go on for multiple sites for multiple years. They had a spill that was really large in Alaska. They had a huge spill, I think that was in 2006. A few months before that, they had a giant spill they had an explosion in one of the old Arco refineries. There was a gas pressure buildup, and the people didn't notice, and basically the fail safes that were supposed to protect the people in the plant failed, and it ended up killing 6 or 7 people. There was a lot of instances where that kept happening, and within years, so usually if something like that happens, it's a incident that isn't acknowledged as much because it's like, oh, you're working in a unsafe environment. Every once in a while, an accident's going to occur. But these accidents started to happen more frequently and within closer time ranges. So leading up to about 2010, there is a giant oil rig that is in the Gulf of Mexico that they are pumping a ton of oil out of under the ground, really far depths into the earth. And the reason why this is a really interesting thing is because America had basically found a ton of petroleum oil under the ground in the Gulf. And they were like, whichever company can set up fastest out there drilling can basically have it, have the contracts, have the subsidies. And so BP started setting up these oil wells, and one of them ended up exploding.
Damn.
So when it exploded, it killed a bunch of people on the rig. It caught fire, and the real problem when you're trying to put out a fire on an oil rig in the water is that the oil's catching as you're trying to put it out. And no matter what you do with water, it's not going to put it out. So they had a break in the pipe that was running the oil up. So there was a ton of oil just being spilled out into the Gulf of Mexico. It was one of the largest ecological disasters in the world.
Is that Valdez or that was?
That was BP.
There's that's the name of oil spill, but all right.
Well, I'm not sure if that was it, but I think a few years later, the bigger spill happened. Okay. So this was a precursor. Damn. The documentary didn't follow up until I think it was like 2013. The bigger spill happened. But yeah, the problem with these companies is that they value making money and running consistently and constantly over human safety standards.
And the environment's
well-being. Exactly. So what they do is they keep running these unsafe equipments and they keep injuring people, but instead of fixing anything or halting their production, they basically pay the people off and tell them not to talk. They give them non-disclosure agreements. They pay them out of court, and most people settle. But there were some family members that were killed and injured that weren't going to settle in out of court. You know, a lot of them took BP to court and ended up winning and got even more. But it's such a drop in the bucket to these giant companies, man. Literally, the lawsuits that they get in about a year must be about $50 million, maybe a little bit higher than that. But they're making billions by running, monthly.
That's why they should just spend the money on the safety valve that's $100,000 versus spending millions on lawsuits.
But to stop and to do that takes time, takes repairs, and that's going to take away from the bottom line. So a lot of these people just don't value human life, and they just value money over, safe working conditions. Yep. And a lot of these people are going to continue to die. Work safety accidents are going to go up, and it just makes for a terrible example. If you're a person working in a really unsafe job, even if you're getting paid well, it begs to ask the question, do you just want to die going to work? I don't think anybody does. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk don't have to worry about that, so why does the average guy?
Well, they're trying to be space cowboys.
They're trying to be space cowboys, and BP's trying to be the biggest fucking oil conglomerate
in the world.
But, Exxon and Texaco and all these bigger companies, Valdez, it's crazy, man. It's just the same bullshit with capitalism over and over again. Profit over people. Yeah. The day that businesses start realizing that is it's a faster route and it's a way better way to make money, but your business will crumble fast. Nobody would want to work for a company where people are dying left and right.
Blood money, man.
Blood money.
Blood money.
So yeah, it was called The Spill. It was a really great documentary. It's about an hour long. Out of 10 rolls of film, Out of 10 barrels of oil.
There you go. Out of how many birds that are
8 barrels
fucked
of
up
oil.
or 8 fucked up ducks?
There you go. 8 dirty ducks.
8 dirty ducks.
8 dirty ducks.
Dawn cleaning soap. Thanks for keeping our ducks clean.
Yeah, that's all Don ever got. Don got so much free promotion from cleaning up.
Cleaning up
They
ducks.
did that for years in
Yeah.
commercials. They're like, remember us? We're Don. We cleaned up a bunch of dirty animals.
That was sad.
Yeah, sad, dirty animals.
We cleaned them up and then we gave them pineapple pizza in the end.
Ah!
Chris runs it. Oh, speaking of stuff that drives Chris crazy, let me talk real quick about the show last night. I went with my buddy Austin, who used to be in Black Band with. I went to.
How's Austin doing?
He's all right. He's working in the cafeteria for the.
Working hard for the money.
He's working in a hospital in the cafeteria, serving food
Cafetorium.
over in Springfield, the River Bend Center.
Okay.
And he's still drawing and painting and doing music on occasion, and
Hell
he's
yeah.
doing all right.
Good.
But we went to the psychedelic rock show. We were told psychedelic, and the first band was good. They were like surf punk, kind of like Dead Candy sounding. And then the second band took stage, and it went downhill real quick.
Oh no.
I wasn't quite sure if it was a man or a woman, but they said, yeah, we're lesbian and we're a progressive alternative band from Portland, Oregon.
Lesbian.
Seagull. And we're a progressive alternative band from Portland, Oregon. I looked at Austin, was like, oh no.
This is gonna rock.
Yeah, and then they started playing and it didn't rock so well. Like, alright, this person had some good guitar solos in there. They obviously watched some Eddie Van Halen guitar tutorials, but the song structure and everything was just like really annoying college rock from the 90s. Like, it was just like really bad 90s alternative.
College town.
Yes, but I felt like I was like flashback to the 90s where I was waiting for Dave Matthews to pop up any moment. Like, god damn it.
Where's Hootie and where is his blowfish?
Yeah, is he gonna blow these fish? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like some of the music out here, but out here on the West Coast,
it was very grunge. It was very Northwest grunge.
Well, out here on the West Coast, man, there's so much EDM and there's so much like hippie rock and there's so much college rock and
There
just
is punk and metal, but it's a lot more underground.
Well, and that's kind of where I'm like, I just want to hear some metal. Pretty much.
It's at 2 or 3 venues here.
Yeah, I know, and that's where it's like you can hear hippie college rock every fucking 2 seconds.
But there's not as many people like it. And if once you leave this area, like, there aren't too many. There aren't.
Music's big out here.
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot of the area still rural, but
Bunch of good old boys.
But you're not gonna have as many like country. Or you're not gonna have as many metal or punk bars in like Yoncalla or like fucking Cottage Grove.
Jamkala.
Or yeah, up in those other places, you're not gonna have.
I went out to a real country bar out in Yamkala one time. Or maybe not Yamkala. It was outside of town. Maybe it was in Bonita or some shit. But I went into the bar and they were getting ready to close like in an hour or so. So they were wrapping up pretty much. But the band was going away and it was a country band. And in the bar, it was like a real country bar, man. Everybody was there. It was Friday night.
Nice.
A buddy had dragged me out there because he had a girl he thought that liked him. You know how that goes. He's like, come on, man, I need a wingman. I'm like, okay. And so I go out there, and it's an hour to close, so terrible timing. But everybody's got a cowboy hat on.
Yep.
Cowboy boots. And they
I'm a
are
cowboy,
hardcore Dale
baby.
Earnhardt fans. You know? Let's go, Brandon.
Fuck Kyle Busch. Eat my asshole. Show me your asshole.
So what ended up happening was we got there. I was flirting with some chick at the bar, but I had no money. So he bought me a beer, which was nice. But then he tried to chat up this girl for like 10 minutes, and she shot him down immediately. And then he goes to me, and he's like, let's get out of here. And I'm like, we just came all this way. We drove like 40 minutes out. I'm like, I'm not leaving immediately. You know? And then,
damn. Because she was probably from that area?
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm going to finish my beer and I'm going to talk to this girl and stuff. And it turned out the girl that he had on, she was friends with. So she comes over to her and she's like, let's go. She steals my girl away, and then he's all pissed off, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? This is a shitty country bar. It's about 40 minutes to close. They're doing last call. You know, it's like,
The clock on the wall says 3 o'clock. Bow, 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 bow. One bourbon, one scotch, one beer
it was
right now.
just such a freaking stupid trek out there to hang out for 30 minutes and just to have him get shot down immediately.
Was it pretty out there? It probably was.
It was nice. There was a lot of pretty little white girls in the bar, a lot of brunettes and blondes. But yeah, it's a country vibe, you know, which I don't mind it as much.
I don't mind it either.
It's big in Florida too, in certain places, but I'm not uncomfortable at a country bar, but I feel out of place sometimes because everybody's trying to be country, kind of. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it is, and like it's like when you go to a punk bar or a metal bar and everyone's trying so hard with the jackets, shit, and like you,
You don't have to try that.
yeah, like you, I've lived in the country, I've lived in the city, I've lived in all places,
I've lived it.
I've lived in all these places. So for me, it's like, even though I've done some cowboy things, you will never catch me with a cowboy hat and a belt buckle boots. That wouldn't be me.
There would be certain places, like if you were in Tennessee or Texas, yeah, that's probably the norm. But most places, that's not the norm, you know?
There is a lot of spots. Eastern Oregon does have a lot of cowboys still.
Definitely. Eastern Oregon is all farmland.
It's farmland, ranch land.
Cattle, ranching.
There's still a lot of mining. There's timber out there. Agates is actually
There's gold in them there hills.
Not so there. It's more agates are a big thing.
You
also
want to go
called
gold
thunder
mining
eggs.
one day? We should go gold panning.
There's also a lot of geodes. I've done it. It's just a lot of shifting through piles of
Yeah, you got to sift through rock.
I've done it before.
What if we come across some gold, Trevor?
It's not going to be worth enough. It's not going to be worth
What
the
if we
gas.
come across something?
Well, knowing
What
our
if we
luck,
come across a good time?
that's probably what we come across. And maybe a weird lady in a trailer with a soup can to give you.
Yeah.
And she wants to bang you out in the dirty trailer.
Well, she wasn't trying to bang me out in the dirty trailer, but she definitely wanted to know what we were doing, and she was living in a dirty trailer.
She wanted the penis.
We were hiking through this area,
Mushroom
and
honey.
I found a can of soup on the ground, a vegetable soup, and I've kept it for good luck in my truck because every time we go mushroom hunting, it brings us mushroom luck. That all rhymed. Truck,
Damn.
luck, mushroom. It all rhymed.
Sally sells seashells down the seashore to seasick sailors and shell-shocked soldiers.
Sally's a slut.
She is. That's the moral of the story. Real quick, we got another one. Bucket list of places you'd like to be kicked out or banned from.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this the other day.
We had some
A
good
fancy
ones.
restaurant. I want to get kicked out of a real fancy restaurant.
You see, like, pizza with pineapple, and you just kick it. You immediately kick it
Sir,
off the
we're
table.
gonna have to ask you to leave.
Well, you
I'm
stand
like,
up on the
"No
table,
problem."
and you just field goal that shit. Just
A real fancy restaurant would never have pizza on pineapples or
Yes.
pineapple on pizza on
Dude.
pineapple. You imagine the reverse? Yeah, you people
On
make
top of
no
one-
sense.
What is this, a Rick and Morty episode? That's a Rick and Morty shit right there. But little pieces of pineapple for little pieces of pizza for your little mouths.
Yeah,
little
bits.
bits. I would want to get kicked out of a flat Earth meeting society. Like, I would start asking questions like, "What's the deal with Antarctica being a giant wall everywhere? What's up? Why is the moon just this fleck of light?" Like, I would just ask a bunch of annoying questions. I would randomly.
Like, stop trying to poke holes in our livelihood.
I would also probably urinate in random corners of the room.
I make my living selling these flat Earth shirts.
I'd probably also pee in the room in random corners. But like, I'm trying to see what would happen. You know, I'm trying to do a physics experiment.
There's just so many experiments that you can do to prove that the Earth is moving. First of all, and there's just so
Have you
many.
not been in a plane, people?
Yeah,
Go
and
in a plane.
There's just but it's flat. It's flat. That's their whole thing. They have no scientific evidence to back it up, but they assume it's so flat.
Also, other places might get kicked out of a Scientology church. I want to also get kicked out of a bingo session.
Bingo parlor.
Bingo parlor all day.
I want to get kicked out of death row. I want to be such a piece of shit that they're just like, get out of here. We don't want to kill you.
Ooh, that's
Like, oh, you don't want to kill me now? Yeah.
That's good. I'd want to get kicked out of a traveling antiques exhibit, like the Antique Roadshow thing.
Roadshow.
I just want to like kick stuff over and be like, "Your grandfather was a liar. That isn't worth shit." And she starts crying,
slapping pictures and stuff.
Give me this fucking Stradivarius right here. Just like smash it. Like that's a Monet painting. Well, I'm covering it with poop right now.
I want to get kicked out of a police station without being arrested. You know, just go in there and cry wolf a bunch.
Woo 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 or woo.
Like, ooh, there's a crime outside. No, I guess you guys just missed it.
Yeah.
You guys got to be quicker, man. There's fucking crimes everywhere. Oh, there's another one. You just missed
you
it.
guys need to put those donuts and those pizza with the pineapple down. You got to solve these
They're like,
crimes.
get out of here. I'm just like, what? I'm a citizen. I'm allowed to be here. You can't do anything. Yeah, just start throwing logic at them. What, are you going to arrest me for standing here? I'm videotaping everything. That's the cops' kryptonite. Nobody knew that the videotape would be cops' kryptonite.
Yes, that's been.
It's like, we're going to show the world that you're a piece of shit. And it's like, well, I'm still going to beat you up. And it's like, yeah, but we'll ruin your life. It's like, I like my life. You know, I like my life with my wife and my kids. All right, I won't beat you up. Yeah, you won't beat me up, you pussy-ass pig. It's like, what?
I also want to get kicked out of the Special Olympics. That would be hilarious.
There's
Doing some
gotta be
crazy shit.
stories of like parents being drunk at the Special Olympics, and it's like
some Randy Marsh stuff.
Yeah, I thought this was America. I thought this was America.
Oh, that guy down there? I guess that's my guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna train up and beat him up. I need about 7 more beers, Sharon.
Yeah.
I want to get kicked out of a hospital. That's pretty fun. I also want to get kicked off of a, what is it? A goddamn Ferris wheel.
That would be fun.
Like somebody that just refuses to get off. You're like, I'm not getting off. And they're like, sir, you got to get off. This is your 10th time around.
That'd be good.
What? I paid. I'm staying.
That'd be good. I want to get kicked off a traveling riverboat where there's some gambling going on.
Yeah, like one of those old big paddle boats.
Yeah, and it's like a reenactment, and some motherfuckers like Mark
Sir,
Twain.
you're gonna have to leave.
Smoke a cigar. But sir, here in this part of the river,
part of town, sir, you are no longer welcome.
You are being a ruffian, sir, and a troglodyte. We do not appreciate such antics.
That's the best thing about old Southern folks is they'll still take you out and shoot you.
Yep. I will take you out to push up daisies, as you would say, sir.
These daisies will not be pushing up themselves, sir. You will be helping fertilize.
And then Foghorn Leghorn just shows up. There's lazy hound dog everywhere.
That's not how he talks.
I say. Do the whole Foghorn Leghorn.
That's not a good Foghorn Leghorn. You got to do better.
Hold on. I say, there's lazy hound dog everywhere. He's causing all this ruckus when he should be taking care of that chicken hawk that's been...
Well, let me tell you.
He's been causing all these problems with the chickens.
Oh, man.
Yeah, fun place to get kicked out. I've been kicked out of a church, personally. I've been kicked out of a blues place. I've been kicked out of a hipster open mic place.
What you're saying, Trevor, is that you can't be out in public by
I'm not
yourself.
done. I've been banned from the community garden on campus. A few places.
How'd you get banned from the community garden? Would you steal some shit?
Yeah, I was stealing a few herbs to bring back. But it was just like a little bit of rosemary. It wasn't a lot. It was like a handful. Yeah, it was literally like a handful of cilantro rosemary. One little Ziploc bag. The guy came out and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Put that down." I'm like, well, I already picked it. I might as well use it. Leave it there or I'll call somebody. And he was this fat, surly guy with a ponytail. He looked like Steven Seagal's fat son that didn't work out at all. And he was just upset. It was a Sunday. I was on my way back from the river, and yes, I might have been a little drunk and stoned. Surprise, surprise. I was a little shit face.
You're like, what? You got a problem with me stealing?
Yeah, I might have had a flask in my jacket pocket. But
yeah. Trevor's like, you got a real problem, fella. You got a problem with me?
Yeah, I drunkenly argued with him for 5 minutes, and then he was getting ready. He was picking up his radio.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he was picking up the radio.
I'm drunk. You're drunk.
I just start singing my way, the highway, and just steal.
It's just one of those days.
I just fly magically. It'd be pretty funny. And I've been kicked out of some other places too.
Well, you need to act your age and not your shoe size, okay?
Hey, I'm about to be double my shoe size in a few weeks here.
Yeah, Trevor's all jacked up and jacked off because it's his birthday coming up. And I got to go get him a cool present.
It can be lame.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him a pallet so he can build something.
Okay, or you just got me like a small thing of guitar picks too. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna get him Pandora's box, and by that a girl named Pandora. I'm gonna get her
box from Pandora.
I'm gonna get her.
You gotta find a chick from Pandora. You gotta find a chick named Pandora
and have her hold a box and carry it around. Just be like, yo, ask him what. Do you want to open Pandora's box? Oh.
Open up and it's pizza pineapple on it?
No, it's pussy. She just has it right by her crotch. It's Pandora's box, get it? God, you cops are uptight.
Loosen up, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So I got some quick gun violence facts, according to Google News and many other sources, that old white men are the highest demographic to commit suicide by guns, and young black men are the highest demographic to be shot and killed by guns.
Damn.
Men are 4 times as likely to be successful suicide of women because they're more likely to use a gun.
They're a good shot.
Sorry, woman. Sorry, ladies. You want to be as good as us, but you're not as willing to just pull the trigger. Sorry, ladies.
Trevor really hates women. That's his biggest problem.
Not true. We just know if you want to die, I want to die. And suicide, especially since the pandemic, has jumped dramatically.
Oh, of course, man. There's nothing to do other than kill yourself.
And gun violence in general. So, that's something that I don't think that the government and the people wanted to talk about at first, was like the amount of repercussions that this was going to have on a lot of people, which it did.
The psyche, bro.
Yeah. It was the sort of thing like if you didn't have your mask, you couldn't do what you wanted to do. Like, oh, you don't have your mask? I guess you're not taking that bus to work right now. Or like, I guess you're not going to the store to get that medicine you need right now.
Right.
Figure it out. And instead of like always providing masks, a lot of times the companies would be stingy. Like 7-Eleven was notorious. They'd be like, oh, we know you guys have a lot of poor customers, but instead of spending a few bucks for the mask, we're just going to make them wander around and try to find a mask. So I'm sure you had some guy one day is like, can't get the stuff I need. Ah! Just shoots himself.
Can't get nifty with my 50.
Ugh.
All right, Trevor. I think that's it, man.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, we're at 54 minutes.
Why don't you play us out, brother?
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Quick update. Episode 18, Hired Eagles Pussy, is online now.
Yeah. Great, Trevor. Thank you. All right, folks, we'll catch you next time. This has been a great podcast. Thank you for being with me, Trevor, and we'll see you guys next time.
Later, everybody.